Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you all are fine and doing well. Welcome once again in your Zoom online revision class of science. And today we will revise unit number 7, matter and water cycle. Clear? So we will revise the short and long questions and book exercise today. So students, first of all, you know that you have done a long question in your notebooks that is about what do you know about matter or what is matter. You have read in your books in your schools also, and you have write about the matter, definition of matter, that anything that has mass and volume is called matter, or we can say that anything that has mass and occupies space is called matter. Clear? And after that, you have read about the states of matter. There are three states of matter, or we can say matter exists in three states. Clear? After the definition, you have read about the states of matter, that there are three states of matter, or matter exists in three states. And these three states are solids, liquids, and gases. Clear? So there are three states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. Okay, now students, the next topic you have read about the comparison of solids, liquids, and gases. That what is the difference between solids, liquids, and gases, or how can you differentiate, or how you can compare the properties of solids, liquids, and gases. So first of all, we will talk about solids. That the matter is said to be a solid if it has a definite shape and if it has a definite volume. As you can see on your screen, the particles or solids are closely packed, and because of this arrangement of particles, solids have a definite shape and definite volume. You have so many examples of solids around you, like your pencil, eraser, your book, notebooks, even your body. All these things are the solids. Solids have a fixed shape, they have a fixed volume, they do not change their shape and they do not change their volume. For example, if you keep your book on a table or in your bag, it doesn't change its shape. Clear? Now, the second state of matter, that is the liquid. Liquids have a definite volume, but they do not have a definite shape, and they can take the shape of the container in which they are poured. Clear? As you can see on your screen, the liquids, particles of liquids have some space between them, and that's why they can slide over each other. That is the reason that liquids flow easily. Hope you have understood about liquids. Liquids is a state of matter which have a definite volume, but they do not have a definite shape. Okay, the third is the gas. Gas is the state of matter which doesn't has a definite shape as well as it doesn't have a definite volume, and the particles of gases are far away from each other. Okay, you can see on your screen, this is the comparison of solids, liquids, and gases. Solids are rigid. Rigid means they are hard. And liquids are not rigid because of space between the particles, and gases are also not rigid. The second comparison, that gas solids have a definite shape or solids have a fixed shape, because particles are arranged in the regular pattern. Liquids do not have a fixed shape, and gases also do not have a fixed shape. And volume of the solids is always fixed, and volume of the liquids also fixed, but the gases do not have a fixed volume. Hope you have understood about the comparison of the properties of solids, liquids, and gases. Okay, as I gave you the examples of solids like book, ball, pencil, table, chair, etc. Same like that, the examples of liquids, water, milk, honey, even your blood is also the example of liquid. And there are so many gases like oxygen, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, and different so many other gases that exist in nature. Clear? And you also fill the gas in balloons or in tires, and you can see that they can take or gases can take all the shape of the balloon. Any shape of the balloon in which you can enter the gas, it can take the shape of the ball or balloon. Okay, the next question is that what is the difference between physical change and chemical change? So you have read about two types of changes in your book, that is the physical change and chemical change. First of all, you can see the physical change is the change in which no new substance is formed. Clear? And in chemical changes, new products or new substances are formed. The second difference between physical and chemical change is that physical changes are reversible while chemical changes are irreversible. Clear? You cannot take the material into its previous state in chemical changes, but in case of physical changes, these are the reversible changes. And the example of physical changes is like melting of ice, tearing of paper, clear, melting of butter, and same like that. The examples of chemical changes is cooking food, wood burning, rusting of iron. So these are the examples of chemical changes. Hope you have understood bit about physical and chemical changes. The changes in which new substances are formed, these are called chemical changes, and the changes in which no new substance is formed is called physical change. And the other difference is that physical changes are reversible and chemical changes are irreversible. Example of physical change is tearing of paper or cutting wood, chopping wood, and the chemical change is cooking food, boiling egg, or burning wood. These are the examples of chemical changes. Now the next question is about water cycle. Students, you have read about matter, that matter exists in three states and one state of matter can be converted into another state. And for this purpose you have read about different terms like melting, freezing, sublimation, condensation, evaporation. So in case of water cycle, you can see that water is changing its state at different stages, and in this way the water goes into the atmosphere and turns back again towards the earth. So the first step of water cycle is that when the sun rays or when the sunshine heats up water in rivers and seas and makes it evaporate. Clear? Then these water vapors go into the upper colder layer of atmosphere, where they condense again, where they change into droplets of water again. When these droplets of water combine together, they form clouds. When the clouds become heavy, they fall again towards the earth in the form of rain, snow, hail, etc. And this rainwater collects again in the rivers and seas. So in this way, by changing its shapes, by the physical changes of water, the water cycle completes. The water goes up to the atmosphere in the form of vapors. The vapors condense again to make clouds. When the clouds become heavy, they come again towards the earth in the form of rain, snow, hail, etc. When snow falls on the mountains, it melts and comes again towards the rivers. So in this way the water cycle completes. Okay, the short question which you have done in your books, that what is condensation? Students, it is a process of changing state of matter. The process in which in the process of condensation, the gas or the water vapors convert again into droplets of water or into the liquid form on cooling. So this process is called condensation. Clear? The vapors or water vapors convert again into the droplets of water upon cooling. This process is called condensation. The second is sublimation. Sublimation is the process in which solid directly changes into the gaseous state without melting. This process is called sublimation. Clear? As you can see that this white solid is directly going into the vapors form without melting. So this process is called sublimation. Again I am going to repeat. When a solid changes into gas without becoming a liquid first, this process is called sublimation. Okay, now the next is word. So students, you have to retally your word pages, that are the page number 66 and 67. This is you have again the opportunity to retally your books and to retally the spellings. So I am going to share these word pages with you, and you have to tally the answers, and then you will write it in your papers. Clear? So this question number 1 is choose the correct answer, and then question number 2 is fill in the blanks, and question number 3 is match the correct definition of given in column A with column B. So for your convenience, I have mentioned the alphabet in front of these statements. Okay, in front of the definitions, I have mentioned the alphabet, so you can tally it easily, or you can match it easily. Okay students, till next class, take care of yourself, and Allah Hafiz.